I'm about to pull for Xiao Chui and Honkai Star Rail, and I'm nervous.
Oh, well, hopefully by next recording you'll have an answer for that, because I just started the recording on that sentence.
Bro, you didn't do a countdown.
I didn't. I just was gonna do it. I think it caught up
Or a
pretty
dude.
fun moment. I didn't do a do either, but it's okay. We're here now. Hello, welcome back to Karagor Studios Remnant Lunar Archon Session 77. Hopefully Mori gets lucky and pulls Zhao... I don't remember the rest of the name. What's the rest of the name?
Xiao Chui.
Zhao Shui.
I'm not entirely sure how to pronounce it. Usually, Q's sound like CH.
What's the element?
Fire.
Good job. Good luck. Pump. I don't remember who did the... No, I did it. I did the thing last time. Means I get to pick... Well, I don't pick one of you. I get to roll. Hey, Jaislin, you want to tell us what happened last time? Jaislin?
Being the member who wasn't here.
Exactly. And, I mean, I was hoping she would react, but I'm not hearing anything. Are you muted? Doesn't say on our side that... Are you alive? Uh-oh.
Yes. Oh.
Jyson's dead. Good to know. Instead, hey Sam, you want to give the recap while she figures out her audio? Then again, we should probably wait for her, considering she doesn't know what happened last time.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, hello, welcome back.
I was not there. I cannot give the recap. I do not know what happened.
I mean...
I lost my 50-50.
Oh. But who'd you get?
I got Japard.
Who's Japar?
He's the ice dude that I said is kind of like you. Carries like a guitar case as a shield.
Ah, that guy. Looks like he belongs, in an anime, honestly. Just straight out, like... Not as the good guy, but as like a random side character. Anywho. Jaislin, would you like to give an attempt?
I cannot. I want to know myself.
Alright. Sam, what do you got?
Wait, why are we opening up the ballroom again? I thought we left.
You know, I was just pulling it up because that's the last place we saw, but you have kind of left. This is all just kind of here. Because I haven't removed tokens yet. I hadn't decided yet if I should delete the tokens or not, if it would be difficult.
Why is there a horse?
I am a horse.
I think it's a horse.
What?
Ticket is Bonita.
It's the return of Bonita.
Alright, so Sam, what happened? Please resolve the horse question.
Me? Yeah. Oh, so we were chasing after somebody who stole the sword that was on display.
You skipped a few steps. You skipped a few steps.
Oh, wait.
We didn't open on that, and Jaislin missed the whole last session.
Oh. So we talked to people for a while. And then... What happened?
There was a duel.
I can't remember what happened. Huh?
There was a duel between a disgruntled
Oh,
student
yeah.
and his correct professor.
And John totally diffused the situation, and then Doug, in his
infinite knowledge,
his infinite wisdom, reignited it.
Yeah.
And
No.
It was great. It was highly entertaining.
And so he had a duel with one of his teachers who he thought was wrong, and she was right. And
what was it about?
He thought one of his protection spell would protect him, and it did not. And so he got hurt and dragged off.
Tried to make a super elemental shield spell, and it exploded. And
Yeah.
not in the way he wanted.
And during that time, the sword was stolen out of the display case, probably by the dude the dude and the lady that John was talking to most of the night. or at least by the dude she was with, and she was just like, you know, an accomplice or a accessory
Yeah.
to the fact. And then we realized that, and we started chasing them. Thicket turned into Bonita, and I who was with Thicket? Was it
Grand.
just Grand?
And the abjuration
And
professor.
the
Oh yeah.
Eric.
Alara Shadra, the divination professor, who currently has a locate object on the sword.
Oh
Sorry.
yeah.
Granted,
And then so we almost got them, and then and John and Doug dimension doored out there. We almost got them, and then they disappeared when they figured out we were onto them. And yeah, that was about it.
and Gambit is like following the way out, carrying everyone's stuff because they all kind of left without getting their stuff. So he's bringing the stuff.
Cool.
Yeah.
Which, for the record, I'm just gonna go ahead and unequip the things that you don't have on you, which I'm gonna end up doing to all of you over the next minute or two. Bonk, bonk, bonk. There we go. Now your AC should be reflective of your, yes, of your lack of armor for you, Gambit. Yeah, but last y'all found after Garand, Sherlock homed his mind into tracing back the exact moments that the sword would have likely been stolen, and found that that Cypress, the good old alchemist fellow, would have been there at the exact right, seemed to have positioned himself there at the exact right time, and then retrieved Uriel and they left. And seemingly based on the distance covered and everything, should seem to be walking slowly. And then the sword disappeared from the locate object when no one was looking.
Well, we were looking.
That's true. When they were looking, and actually, that's the interesting part, is that it disappeared when people were already looking. But now it's gone. Nice, the fantasy grounds not showing up on the gameplay side. Why do you do this to me?
Okay, very interesting.
There we go. Now it shows up correctly. Yeah, last we let off, as y'all had gotten... Yeah, there you go. I gotta change the music, because this is not the right style of music. So, as you had gotten out to the front of the area, the items seeming to have disappeared from Alara's divination. You are looking around. You are at the front of the school, in front of the gate. Gambit is catching up, carrying all your various things that you had actually checked. I believe Garand is the only person that checked his backpack. Is that right?
Probably. Whatever.
All right.
You could take or remove whatever. I'm not worried about Gambit stealing from him.
No, I just mean, like, I'm keeping track of who has what, and you're one of the only people that's going to have most of your things. You're not currently wearing your leather armor, though, and it would take you, I believe it's a minute to put on light armor.
Okay. I mean, that whole 1 point of AC, I need that 1 minute.
Who knows, man? Yes, what would you like to do as you all arrive at that section? Hey Doug, is Frostpoint supposed to be in the efficient quiver or no?
Yes.
I think it's still running in the direction where we last saw the thing.
And when the divination professor says that she lost the item, Could you locate person, perhaps his compatriot?
I could. Who am I searching for? You'll have to. I'm not sure who you mean by his compatriot.
The girl adventurer that came with, she danced with a few of us.
Yes, the cleric woman.
Yes.
All right. As she lets the item spell go, preparing herself and casting. Let's see the effects of locate creature. Bum, ba, bum, 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 bum. Locate creature. Okay. Action, concentration, within 1,000 feet. Same sort of thing. Okay, and it functions under the same sort of rules. Alright, he is continuing to move that way. He's at the it's getting close to the edge of our vision.
And keep going. I mean, come on. Like if Thicket was already running, I mean Bonita was already running, then we shouldn't be too far away from that, unless suddenly he's also teleporting.
120 per turn.
Make an investigation check, one of you.
Let's go.
Baron, as you're quickly looking, you see walking down the street, hands in his pockets, fairly casually, just Cypress. You do not. Oh no, you cast it looking for Uriel?
Yeah.
In that case, exactly what.
Because I figured if he cast it on the thing, he cast it on himself too.
Fair enough. So that's there. That would be. Okay. Yes. She is walking along the road. You do not see Cypress as you approach.
All right. Well, I mean, as we run up behind her, I will summon Decim, his delightful feather, and I will gently pull on Bonita's beautiful, luxurious mane, an indication of stopping just shy of running her through her throat. Listen, love. I don't care what your reasons
She turns around and looks. Oh.
Yeah, it's right at her throat. So, like, unless you want, like, I mean, you have me roll to see if, like, I accidentally hit her or something. I don't know, whatever. But, like, I'm going hardcore on this. I am definitely doing bad cop, good cop right now, and there are no good cops.
We're fresh out of good cops.
The good cop is currently a horse.
Yeah. Who's
You're
a
out of
good
luck.
boy? Who's a good boy? So,
Yeah.
however you would handle that.
What is it you
I'm
say
like,
as you cut? No, you'd be able to. Well, I guess
okay.
I guess that would be if we care. Thicket could make a check, but I think it's all right as you arrive up to her. As she turns around, as you get close, and you ride up to her, pretty close to her with the end of the trident. Presumably, Doug and Gambit still trotting along behind.
All right. So, listen, love. I don't care what your reasons are. I'm not interested in excuses. You're coming with us, and you're helping us get that item back, regardless of how your friend feels about it. Or this might be the last thing you see.
Make an intimidation check.
And I'm dropping one of those tasty D4 on this. The hero points. Just one. Me.
I see you're a aggressive negotiator. She glances at you and Doug. No, John? Okay. Well, I can come with you if you'd like, or I can lead you to where we're supposed to meet them.
You're telling me you're selling it Is that the plan?
Oh, well, I guess technically?
Right. Yeah, lead the way then.
Okay. And she will turn
If,
around and continue to walk, oddly not as perturbed as you might have expected.
I want to vibe check her.
Vibe check, insight, horse. You were saying, Chris?
I will be bardically inspiring because I'm assuming I see the pawing of one of those beautiful hooves.
Stamping.
Oh, I guess it would be stamping. Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
And the ears turned back.
So add 5 to it. Let's go. Let's go.
She's hiding it pretty well. She does seem fairly nervous.
Just nervous.
What other kind of vibe are you looking
Deceptive.
for? No, oddly enough, whatever she's saying about seems to be the truth of where we're supposed to meet them. You seem to be implying you and her.
Okay.
And the fact that she seems to be like mentally saying, is it selling? Is it not selling? She does seem genuinely not sure about that.
Is this like a British art museum sort of situation? I wonder.
Who knows? But as she walks, assuming that John and Gambit are chasing y'all a bit slower, especially now that she's walking at a relatively slightly nervous and so slightly quickened, but not like a running pace, the others would be able to catch up.
We can also communicate through the things.
Sure, you do have
Bluetooth.
2 miles and whisper.
But ready to action if either she tries to make a break for it in some fashion, or some sort of like attack signal comes from her, immediately striking her right through that throat.
Would I have been standing still long enough during that sort of conversation
Yes.
to get my
Yes.
feline agility back?
Yes.
Epic.
As she leads you, as the others would eventually catch up, and you can do things if you have anything you'd like to do.
Doug is going to regain consciousness.
Alara will say... It's like she'll kind of whisper to Garand. I have an odd feeling like this is going to end in some kind of confrontation. I'm not really prepared for combat. Do you still need my help? I can help if needed, but I am not prepared for a dangerous circumstance.
Listen, I don't understand why you think I would accept anything from you right now, other than hopefully delivering.
This is Alara Shadra, the divination professor.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
I'm not
Track.
sorry, Micah's voices are always so distinct.
It's fine. That was me not understanding what you were doing,
Oh,
not
you're good.
necessarily
The
not
divination
understanding.
professor whispers to you.
Okay, so he's like, well,
if you
if you
you'll
can just
still need my
hang close
skill.
enough, can you just hang enough close that if
Sure, I can keep
something
riding
can
along.
happen,
I'm
you
just
can help us locate further.
yes. If there is combat, I will not be staying close. Don't have really any combative spells.
Protect yourself. This was not part of the bargain. That was not the reason why I tried to abscond with you. I want to continue to protect.
As long as we're on the same page, then I will be running.
Doug is a little perplexed, and is just going to question, like, but aren't you a professor? Like, one of your students was just stolen from, technically me, but Sylvia.
Was not... I mean, I didn't come to the ballroom expecting a fight.
But nonetheless, you're a professor, right? Like,
yes.
Doug,
I do have
like,
some spells, particularly of the left Sir cantrip variety, but I don't have fireball or lightning or anything.
Right. Doug, do you know what divination is?
It sounds divine, but no clue.
Right. It's mostly about like knowledge. So
Well,
she's fantastic for helping us find what we need to find or know what we need to know. She's great for that. But in order to be great at that, you tend to make sacrifices elsewhere, and it's quite possible that she prefers research or study or something similar as opposed to like more practical situations. So
Yes, the vast majority of days I don't prepare anything dangerous beyond my basic cantrips that I have access to, which I don't really forget.
right.
but
So
you're not
yeah,
just gonna like.
But if you need someone to see the invisible, you can do that. Speaking of
can I
which,
make an Arcana check? Can I make an Arcana check to see if I know what the divination path gets as a bonus?
show. What do you mean as a bonus?
Because she has things where she can just give us rolls.
Oh, see if she has the portent.
Right.
Sure, go ahead and roll in Arcana.
Woohoo!
You would know that some, not all, but some divination wizards are particularly talented in the ability to see the future and prepare for it.
Yeah. Listen, if you're one of those that can alter fate, that sort of thing, can you just ready something like that to either protect one of us or to help us to really stop whatever needs to happen? Do you have any of that option available?
I do.
All right. That's good. That's great then.
An
Just keep
element of
yourself safe and
control over
be ready
that.
to help. Yeah, just providing that little bit of extra knowledge, all right?
All right. I can do so.
Delightful. Thank you.
As
This
you
whole time, like, he's been like really friendly talking to her right now, but he's still been like murderously glaring over at this woman with the thing, the pike, the why can't I think of the word right now? The trident, like right behind her. Just so it's like he's like two people right now.
As you continue to follow her, she leads you, continuing to go, in this case, west, toward the castle. Eventually, you get to the edge of the castle, to a opening door in one of the towers that stretches all the way to the ground along the back side. There is what John would recognize as the entrance to the public entrance and stairway to Malik's Watch, which is 250 feet up. An open balcony of sorts that is open to the public to go to look over the western side of the city and the mountains and the lake and everything. As you approach, there is a closed gate, standing in front of which are two relatively gruff-looking guards. That two of you, if you'd like, can make, or I guess one of you can be aided, or two separate people can make general history checks.
I'll go for it.
I can assist you.
Okay, it looks like it's John with proficiency. So John, you have lived here. It makes sense. You would know. These guys are not wearing the proper uniforms and things. They don't seem to be regular guards.
Do
As you
they
walk-
look like a uniform I would recognize, or just like totally foreign to this area?
That's a good question. With that history roll, you would recognize them. It's fairly general armor that they seem to be wearing. Like they're wearing like a cloak or something that is kind of covering up what their normal armor looks like. So you can't exactly tell what kind of affiliation, but you get the vibe of mercenary.
Guys, these guys aren't the normal guards here. They look like mercenaries or something. I wonder if they're protecting one of the visiting lords or something.
As y'all approach, Uriel will walk up to them. Hello. I guess I should ask first. She turns around to you all. The others are in Malik's Watch. We figured there might be a situation where you come of your own, where, if you don't follow me, you would eventually make your way here. We well, we made it a little obvious to some passersby that there was stuff going on, slightly at least. You know, someone walking with a sword out is pretty conspicuous. That's not important. We'd prefer if one of you came up. I can even stay down here for the conversation. Or I guess if you're insistent on it, you can all come up. The intention was never to steal and keep the sword. It was a way of drawing you over here so we could talk in a more private location.
Angry hoof
like
stamp.
lean over to Thicket to Bonita and what do you think, boy? Does that sound right? Doing the pat on the flank that that Bonita loves.
Do they sound like they are telling the truth?
Insight into the tower.
Oh.
It's okay, it's too late. She seems to be telling the truth.
Because Thicket has amazing insight.
Okay. Well. Thicket, I don't know how to describe Horse body language about him being upset but not concerned.
I mean, you can make a noise. I do have speak with animals.
Well, it's not up right now.
Well, I mean, if you'd let me know somehow, but, you know, I'd probably have to perception to see if I'd be able to even understand.
Yeah. There's no way that we're going to be separate. It doesn't even make sense. You very easily could have. There's nothing about the messengers that have ever said, "Hey, the best way to have a conversation with us is to steal something from us."
In our defense,
Not in agreement.
Whoever came up with that plan, just bad plan, just absolutely foolish. So
yeah,
if it was you, bad choice.
it was
Someone else.
not.
Yes.
Initially, the hope was, if I'm entirely honest, was kind of that you would come over here and these guys we hired, and she gestures over to the guards, would tell you couldn't get in, and then one of you would like fly up the balcony, and then we could talk to you alone, or something like that. Well, you found me.
Seems like a pretty convoluted plan.
Yeah,
And not at all well thought out.
The idea was that you probably wouldn't catch one of us. You would get here later. Yeah, I agree. They can. Cyprus and Mythsa are pretty excessive in their plans. They very rarely go well. Usually by like step 3, everything's kind of lost.
You may want to think about finding a new group then if they're such a disruptive,
Hey, I mean, they're good people. It's just
right.
they don't know how to expect other people to actually follow the plan. They make their half of the plan and expect the rest of the world to follow it. I've tried telling him it's not gonna work, but I prefer the simpler plans, such as come up and talk to us.
Yeah, that would have been the easiest way to do that. So, all right. Well, once everyone's here, I guess we'll go ahead and get ourselves all ready and prepped, and then we'll come up and
all right,
be ready for whatever. And you're not leaving, so if I have to disable the 3 of you, I have no problems trusting my group to do that.
4.
So,
well, oh, you're talking about the guards. Okay.
Yeah, you and them 2. And then whatever's up high, don't care. We're not there yet. And so unless they know right now, in which case they should come down and try to bail you out.
And she turns around to the guards. From the sounds of it, you guys can probably go home. I know we really didn't hire you to do any actual fighting, just to kind of stand there. So as she looks back to you, so if it's fine, they can just go. I don't want to drag them into us. We really didn't pay them for that much.
Well, here's the problem.
The guy nods. Yeah.
We can't trust that letting them go is not some other ruse. So unfortunately, because you guys have handled this absolutely abysmally, no, they can't leave. They're welcome to try to fight their way out. but they might end up unconscious and in jail. So
She turns around and will fish something from her pocket and walk up and gives them each 5 more gold pieces. Okay. And she turns around and just stands and waits.
yeah, Garon's just basically still threatening her, and waiting for everyone to get up and catch up and be there and be ready to go. If that's already happened or we're all together, then
As John and Gambit arrive.
Ew.
Sorry, things got a little spoiled.
What's happening?
Long story short, we want to talk to y'all. And we made a
About?
stupid plan.
You know, you could have done that back at the
Well, yeah, but
ball.
we wanted to make sure it was in a quiet place and, out of the way in case y'all were, no offense, in case you're one of those crazy groups that, breaks out a fight in the middle of a ballroom.
I mean, if you wanted a quiet place to talk, there were other rooms there.
This is true. Well,
You
y'all
didn't have to steal
ready?
something.
That's what I told
Where's
Cypress. He's up there, as she points up toward Malik's watch.
Can he come down here?
We figured it'd be easier to talk up there, because that's where everyone else is, and at this point I don't have a really good way to get them a message.
You could yell.
It's 250 feet.
Oh.
Again, sorry for the inconvenience, I guess. Get climbing? She gestures to the stairway.
Let me check the birds that I have.
What?
I can fly now.
Oh. You're not gonna stay.
How many?
You're not gonna stay, Bonita.
I say, why don't you just?
How
turn
are we
back
gonna
into
get a
thicket?
horse up there?
Just turn
mean,
back into
it's-
thicket.
Exactly, so if I'm changing already, might as well change into something more useful.
Why is thicket not useful?
think it's a
We can
spellcaster.
talk to thicket.
Yeah,
Yes.
and I mean,
How
play the way
Are you guys just gonna climb up?
How many people are up there?
There are three others.
Cypress, and who are the other two?
Try and Mitsa. I think I've mentioned each of them separately. The 2 other members of the group.
And there's no one around right now, so why can't they just come down?
Because I don't have a way to get the information up there.
Doug's like, I've got it. So he pulls out his bow and then just shoots an arrow.
Where?
Upward, like to where it hits the ceiling of
What
whatever
is
it
the
is.
range on bow?
I think it's like 400 feet.
Please check.
Really? That's quite the range on a bow.
400 feet's not that long.
Yeah, but don't they usually cap? Well, I guess at least basic bows cap out at like 120.
No. So
No.
400 means that he can go I think it's like 1 or 200, and it's regular. But at 201 to 400, it's disadvantage. So he has disadvantage, but he can still shoot up at the wall.
I think it's 800 feet.
Okay. Make an attack with disadvantage.
Attack disadvantage.
Into the tower. I guess it doesn't need to be in the tower. And if you want to, don't have to.
Yep. Disadvantage. You said into the tower.
You shoot the arrow up. It's quiet for a few moments. Clink. And the arrow falls back down. Having lost whatever like directional velocity it had, it seems to have hit something and then just kind of spiraled its way back down. Actually, no, based on the weight of arrows, it would have ended up, it would have clinked onto the ground as it strikes the cobblestones nearby. I don't think it's an easy shot. If you'd like, I can walk up there and tell them. If you're really convinced that we need to do it, you know, on the street.
Didn't she say there were stairs?
Yep,
Then why aren't we just walking up there?
Even Benita can walk upstairs.
it's true.
Yeah, I don't know why we're trying to
And
climb
it's
and
like a,
I don't
it's-
understand.
fly
I
up
don't-
there.
It's like
She
a
said there were
10-foot
stairs.
wide stairway,
She's
too.
the one who suggested climbing.
Yeah.
But she may
Up
climb
Yeah,
the
the
climbing
stairs.
the stair.
Oh.
It's like a phrase, like a phrase. Like a turn of phrase, not like a actual like ladder or like bare-fisted rock. Like
Yes.
you know, we're all free climbing.
She gestured toward the staircase when she'd said that.
Okay.
But how do we know we're not going to be ambushed when we get up
No.
there?
Hey,
Because
no,
you
it-
have a hostage.
No, here's what's going on. First should be Doug, right? And then, sir, I know that you're much better on the seas, but I think that you should still be second. Then followed by John. Then I will be on Benita. But between me, on Benita, and John, will be this woman who's apparently helping us have this conversation.
I mean,
Effectively, they've got,
I'm all
got to
for
get.
caution, but I feel like we're being very overly cautious at this point.
Well,
Okay, then let's go.
Thicket
Are you
turns
ready,
back
Doug?
into thicket.
Garan slides off, all depressed and sad.
Alara will just kind of be watching all this with somewhat interest.
Do we bring the professor?
Thicket starts going up.
Respectfully, Professor, we're going to ask you to stay out here. You can go back to the party, actually.
I appreciate that. I wish you the best of luck, and should I tell people you're dead if you don't show up?
Nope, we'll be fine.
Okay. She will give a slight curtsy and then begin to leave.
Okay, Gabriel will go up.
Now, don't you think it's kind of weird that you wanted to speak to us in private, yet there's a professor that now knows that you wanted to speak to us,
Well,
and then it's returning
the
with
plan
that
wasn't
information?
really for the professor to come with you. Then again, I don't suppose a single professor would have really changed much.
So, if you don't mind this one professor knowing, like, who's to say everyone else won't know?
Well, ultimately, the goal was a conversation. What you do with what happens in the conversation is up to you. I mean, the plan was not to fight you. Unless we absolutely have to.
Has Thicket made it to the top yet?
A few minutes more, presumably in mostly silence, and y'all would eventually come up to the very lightly lit, large, spherical space. Not spherical, but round space. On three, not corners, but three ends of the circle, there are some fairly simple lamps that give some amount of light to the landing. There's a variety of stone benches that are largely facing out, as since the first time any of you have been up here, there is a door seemingly to the castle off to the side, but there is a fairly breathtaking view that even from where you are, before getting to the edge and be able to see the city itself, you can see out into the night sky with the fairly open night, a myriad of stars hanging above, and a mountain standing in the distance with moonlight covering both the mountain as well as the edge of this what's the word? Outlook. Standing off to the side, leaning against a wall, you would see Cypress, and sitting on the centermost stone bench, facing outward, you would see a cloaked figure, as I would call the donk. Up here.
Are you using the ballroom again?
No, I'm about to share a different map with you.
Okay.
Donk. Donk. The doink.
Cool. Darkness.
Darkness.
Hello, darkness,
Hello,
my old
darkness, my old
friend.
friend.
We're gonna cast magic missile at it.
No, you cast magic missile at the gazebo. Cast fireball into the darkness.
No. It's 8-bit theater. It's 8-bit theater. You should
Is
watch
it?
it sometime if you find
Is
it.
it?
Yeah, it's good.
Well, I've heard the memes.
Why would you
but
cast
I thought it was,
magic missile?
I thought it was fireball into darkness and magic I don't know. I thought from the memes that I saw that you magic missile the gazebo. Which is obviously a were gazebo or a mimic.
Why would you magic missile into the darkness? Don't you need to like know where your target is?
You've really got to watch 8-bit theater.
Yeah, now I need to see whatever this is.
Then just link the video in the chat.
I'll link 8-bit theater. Give me a second.
Here did you want the 2 guards to come up along with you?
At this point, no. I would think not.
I mean, if they have some other nefarious plan, then we're giving someone a heads up warning. But it's whatever. I mean, we went from we're really worried about this and we want to play this right to who cares? Let's just go see what happens. I don't know.
What's the plan?
Thicket marches in there all angry and is like, "Is this an emergency?"
She will turn around, which you would see a female tiefling as she pulls the hood back, wearing what is she wearing? A breastplate, fairly clean, well-kept armor. Image. Bonk, 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 bonk. Well-kept armor, bits of furs, fairly cleaned, a red motif on it, a mark that you don't recognize on her forehead and yellowish eyes. Sitting next to her on the bench to the right is this long glaive with an almost red crystalline end to it, and across her lap is the white iron moon. Well, that depends on your definition of emergency.
Can this wait until morning?
She looks over to Cypress. Yes.
Okay. Then give us the sword and schedule an appointment. You ruined the first banquet I've ever been to.
Make
Thicket
a
is
persuasion
mad.
check.
The wrath of Thicket here.
She's gonna make an insight check. Make a persuasion check.
Hero point.
Looks kind of shocked for a moment. I see. My apologies, I believe the name was Thicket.
Yes, it's Thicket.
Would it be possible for the meeting in the morning to take place without the attendance of Aliath the Tussock?
What?
I see he's not here. We're hoping for an opportunity to speak to you without him. Assuming you recognize the name.
was
You know, it's
that
quite
one of the professors.
Alith Tussock is a murderer. Wanted in
Oh.
Reef. We were requested and took the job to come search for him. Bring him back, preferably alive. We found that we were tipped off that he might be hiding among an adventuring group who don't know his true identity or the nature of his crimes. Or at least that's our assumption based on what we've heard about the messengers.
No, it will not be possible to have this message without him.
Then it'd be preferred to
Meeting.
speak to you tonight. We could speak to some of you, rather than all of you. Seeing as he's not here at the moment. Ultimately, as she will stand up and walk over toward you and hold out the sword. Handle first, toward you.
Thicket takes the sword.
Ultimately, Uriel will just sidestep away. Angry people.
If she tries to leave Duran's side, he follows.
Ultimately, Alith Tussock is a convicted murderer. If you need more time to interact with him, you can make your determinations. I don't know what name he's currently going by. He is a, faunus, insectoid. He has antennae that he typically hides. If you change your mind, we'll be around. If you're alright with harboring a murderer. Killed an innocent.
What is so pressing about this?
Well, he's a murderer.
How do you know that?
Well, we have we have the evidence. There was several guards that stumbled upon them immediately after the event. There was someone who saw him stab his friend. The admission of individuals that knew him that he'd been concerned about money. His friend had found a fairly expensive. I think there's some sort of shell. A rare mollusk of some kind or something. Plants, maybe? As well as evidence that he broke out of prison on account of him not being there.
Were you hired by Reef's government?
Technically a third party in relation to them, but at the same time,
What
she shrugs.
third
If
party?
there's a murderer, we need to put a stop to them. One of the houses who was
What
concerned.
Who?
Micah needs to find his note. Micah needs to find his notes.
Which make you feel bad for not knowing this. How you always make us
It's a
feel bad for
help.
not knowing
Yeah, that's true. I
I'm
do
also
make
pulling
you
up
feel
my
bad.
note.
I do make you feel bad for not knowing things occasionally.
If
Gosh,
it
you
makes
should
you
be
feel
prepared,
better, I'm
Micah.
also pulling up my notes.
If anyone else would like to chime in, Thicket has the sword now, so he's less angry.
Aww.
Doug
Sword.
just
And
kind
is
of
also unsure how to handle the conversation, considering it's about Gambit, and Gambit's here, but also in disguise.
A business a business owner, Devavish. Devavish? Is that right, Cypress? Yup. Say.
Devavish?
Devavish.
So yeah, you can have it like that and then attach a word
Hey,
to it.
does Gambit know this?
Make a history check.
Oh boy, you bet we're using a hero point.
while Gambit is doing this, Doug is going to tap Thicket very cautiously and just kind of point to the sword.
Thicket hands it over to him.
Where are they?
What do you mean?
Oh, they're there. Oh, I'm just gonna roll a d4.
Yeah. And roll your history check into the tower, please.
Okay. I hate rolling into the tower.
I know, but it's so much fun. I mean, you can roll in the open. That's not going to change much. You can roll in the open. That's okay.
No, I'll roll into the tower.
You have never heard that name before in your life.
Is there any chance that any of the rest of us could, like, also check
No.
or anything, or no?
There's no way
Can
any of you would
you
know this
type
name.
the name? Can you type the name in chat?
Yep.
Please.
Devavish. No. Do you know who Alith Tasak is? Cypress said
Heard
it
of
didn't
him.
seem like you'd all known each other for very long.
We've only met in passing.
No, I meant the group, but meeting Alith Tasak in passing is interesting.
Have you met him in passing?
No, I haven't met him. We're working off of limited information, unfortunately.
So you've been tracking our group on the rumor that this person was with us.
Were they not? Davish, you had that name. I've been given a tip by supposedly one of the leaders of Sheer that the wanted criminal was there. After doing some more research, we found that there was a person among the messengers who was unaccounted for, who would often have limited information supplied about them. We consider that perhaps this Gambit fellow could be Alith Tussock. You may not recognize Alith Tussock as a name, but Gambit could be this person. If he's not, we're happy to leave you alone.
There's a lot of us that have no information about us. Like, I just woke up a few months ago.
Well, yes, but people tend to remember a talking cat. They remember an Orange Sun member traveling with a group of adventurers, someone with blue tattoos.
So why would you think that another party member of ours, who also has little information known about them, would be a wanted criminal?
Well, because the official from Sheer had stated that that was the case, and it was a lead we considered worth following. Again, if we're wrong...
What official from Sheer?
Yeah, which official from Sheer said this? Because that's...
Liang Xiaolong.
Liang's dead.
Yes, we figured that part out.
How old is that information? You know who killed him?
Yes,
his friend. No, his friend. The one that we killed? The one that we...
Selzander killed.
Selzander Derek. Yes.
Selzander killed him, not us.
We were under the impression you killed both of them.
No. No, in fact, when Selzander betrayed him, I actually liked Liang. So I don't know. So did he tell you this personally? Did he tell you this personally?
The message was sent to our superiors. Well, to the people that hired us.
He could do really cool magic. I would have loved to learn from him.
Okay.
Again, if we're wrong, we'll leave you alone.
Well, look,
but it's a lead.
You're already wrong about who killed Liang, right? You're already wrong about who killed Liang. So maybe someone who is working for Liang is trying to get revenge because they thought that we killed him. And so they're trying to infiltrate or cause problems for our group?
From my understanding, this message came before he died.
But you said it wasn't from Liang, it was from one of Liang's underlings.
It was from a sending spell from Liang, from what I understand.
We never even met Liang until we watched him die in front of us.
Yeah, honestly.
Again,
and we knew
we're happy to leave you alone, but it's a lead, and when someone's been gone for months, a year, You look for the lead.
Well,
I think
I
you're a
think we
bounty
should set
hunter?
up an appointment for this because we are missing a very nice banquet. And they just unveiled a whole bunch of artifacts where that sword is supposed to be.
It was a method to
Yeah,
draw
this
you
is-
out. Our apologies.
Next time, ask.
We didn't want to tip off Aliath Tussock if he was with you. I imagine he'll abandon you rather quickly if he does know. Assuming, of course, he's with you.
And you said
Well,
that
Go ahead, you guys. I don't want to.
I think you are wrong about Gambit. I don't think he's the person. As far as we know, as far as the little interaction I've had with him,
So you do know who
you
Gambit
have the wrong
is.
dude.
Are you aware of
Can
his
I-
boss?
we pretend he said Elliot and not
Nope.
Gambit?
You said Gambit,
Oh, I did. Dang it.
so you do know.
I mean, It's
Well, no, they
fine,
were
I mean,
saying that.
you know,
They were saying that Gambit is in our party, right?
They were saying that they have suspicions that the Gambit
That
you know
Gambit
is a part is
Elliot,
Aliath
but they know that we know Gambit.
Yes.
So they're asking. She's saying if Gambit is Elias, if we're wrong that Gambit is Elias, then we'll leave you alone.
Okay,
Yeah.
I see where you're going.
Pretty much.
We're trying to convince them that Gambit is Gambit and has nothing to do with Elliot.
Right. Right.
That seems to be the situation, as tense as it is.
Okay, continue.
So I mean,
We'd love to meet him. We'd love to be wrong. Where can we find you in the morning?
you
This is-
can't find us anywhere. We're going to meet you somewhere at a location that we decide.
You had said that you didn't want to meet with us
Well,
without
we
or
wanted to-
with him present.
because I assumed he would run off, but if he doesn't know if you can get him to this meeting spot without tipping him off, or without him escaping, maybe you'll tell him tonight and then he'll disappear. But we figured it's the most likely instance to let you know who he is, or who we believe he is.
We
To
can
see if
set
you
up
really
brunch
know.
in the morning. You're paying.
Alright, where?
Someone pick a place.
Where was the place that we were staying before?
the Dapper B.
we
Yeah.
did
Yeah, that's the Dapper
let's
B.
set up. Yeah.
Oh, that's where we're staying. Perfect.
Convenient.
Well, yeah, we arrived earlier today. Seemed like the most convenient place. And also not so shady.
So wait, so you arrived today, were able to secure a ticket or an invite to the
Well,
To
we
the
had the
college?
invite. Cypress here. She gestures over. He gives a kind of a stupid grin and just waves back over. From information we were able to gather about the messengers Garon Evenstar performing a few different pieces of information, we worked rather quickly. We were able to deduce that you were there.
Right, but how did you secure that so quickly? How did you get
Oh, he already
How
had
did
an
you-
invitation.
no, okay, in what way did you get the invitation and when and so forth?
Fire about a month and a half ago.
also,
Fuck.
if you were to meet Gambit, how would you know whether or not
Well,
he
the simplest
is?
way is we'd ask him to take off his hat. See if he has antenna. If he's not a faunus with antenna, that solves the problem. That'd be the fastest way. Beyond
That
that,
sounds racist to me.
hey, beyond that, zone of truth, simple solutions, asking questions, detective work. As much as she can be a bit apologetic, Uriel can read people somewhat well.
Look, you can. Yeah, you know what? in the morning, we'll say 9 o'clock.
Good. Please bring Gambit. I'd like to speak to him.
Breakfast will be, and you'll get what we give you, and you'll be thankful. Or I can follow through on my promise. Is that understood? And he's like looking at all of them.
What promise would that be?
And he looks over at Uriel. You want to tell her, or should I?
He's
I'm
threatened to kill
still
me.
holding the thing to her throat. I'm still holding it to her.
If you
I've been holding it this whole time.
If you harm her, I will gut you like a fish.
Yeah.
You're absolutely welcome to try, love. I'm telling you.
I can turn you into one.
That's adorable.
That's aside. You're going to take what we give you, and you'll be thankful, or we'll handle it otherwise.
I'd love if we don't have to handle it otherwise.
Delightful. Great. See you at 9 o'clock.
All right, you're a bounty hunter, right?
Adventurers, but sure.
Okay. See you tomorrow.
As you make your way back down the stairs, having avoided combat. Making your
My
way...
hat's dusty because of you.
Just barely. Just
It's
barely
brand
avoided
new.
combat.
What? What happened?
That is how it was dusty.
Oh.
You would eventually arrive back at the ballroom. In a not horse form. Where, I will shift people back into positions where they make sense to be. Throw you guys there. Bonk, bonk, bonk.
Did the divination professor come back?
Yes.
Okay.
Round
will head.
Fact, actually.
And he'll look back to Thicket and Doug and say, let the Abjuration and Sylvia and the other fella know, you got the sword and all that, and they can do whatever they want until they get back to you. Or we can just take it, it's whatever. But at least let them know that we recovered it. That should make them a little happier.
Which, are you saying this before you walk in?
Yeah.
As you do walk in, Sylvia and Jessen immediately move over to you. Did you find it?
I think it points to Doug.
Thank God. Thank God. Was it stolen? Was there difficulty?
May I ask?
Another group
Was there
of
stolen?
adventurers
Was there
had a
difficulty?
very bad plan to want to try and force us into a meeting instead of scheduling one.
So you're telling me all of this was to talk to you?
Yes. And now I'm mad.
Me too. I told you leaving the
So-
sword with adventurers was a bad idea. Gosh, it's already done.
So, is there a reason why you would need this sword if everyone's already seen it for tonight?
Well, if you'd like, I'd like to reconfirm that is the true article, that no one has pulled a switcheroo.
Sure.
I'd like to point out, Jessen, that the sword was in our possession the entire time we had it, and it only disappeared under your watch.
Because of you.
Sick burn. I
If
love
you had
it.
never had it, no one would have stolen it.
It was stolen here.
Because of you.
It would have been brought here regardless of who had it before.
Well, if it wasn't for us, it wouldn't have been here in the first place.
And we brought it back.
That's my point. If it wasn't for you, it would not have been stolen from here.
Well, our point is Sylvia wouldn't have been able to get to the sword if it wasn't for us.
Oh, please, we probably would have solved the problem. It would just have taken 2 weeks more before we'd arrived. She would have just had to wait. doing. Hey, that's rude. She punches him. Lightly, but does so. Anyway, all it's done is done. May I see it?
Doug's like, you see with your eyes.
I would like to cast Identify. May I hold it? Douglas, may I hold it?
The name's just Doug.
Wait, really?
And he
It's not Douglas.
grabs his hand. He like grabs his hand and just puts a finger on the sword. It's like, there.
Her eyes will flash a bright light for a moment. It's it. Thank the gods. Ah. I don't know
I
what
think
to
it's
do
gonna
now.
get one of those blue dragon drinks.
Maybe that's what I could drink. She will also accompany the over to the bar. As Jessen eyes Thicket and Doug are walking off.
Yay, party!
I would like Thicket to make a perception check. Into the tower.
That does not sound good.
Perception checks are never good.
They're better when you have a +8.
Seemingly from nowhere, Asuka appears and then trips on a cup and falls next to you. Ow.
Are you okay?
Yeah. It was, She looks over. Why did someone leave a glass on the floor? We'll get up and move the glass.
On the floor.
There was a singular
it's
glass on the floor that one of the servants quickly comes over and picks up, apologizing.
Is she drunk?
Nope.
Izu.
I just tripped. Oh. Hello, I don't believe we've met. W. Lopez. Asuka Yori. And so Sylvia retrieves. Do. Also a cup of Blue Eyes Wine Dragon. The blue halfling wine that I believe Thicket was also talking about. Well, thank you, Thicket, for retrieving the sword.
You're welcome.
Don't listen to Jessen. He's easily agitated.
It's okay. I'm upset right now, too. This is the first party I've ever been to.
Does that include the birthday party for Cedar?
Well,
No,
that
I
was
wasn't
kind
there.
of...
Never mind. I don't know that. Asuka says, does this include Cedar's birthday party?
Well, that was kind of impromptu, and we didn't really plan it. We kind of hijacked someone else's party, I think.
Well, have you done any dancing or played any party games?
I don't think so.
Let's dance. Hey, Goran, can you try the music again?
Yeah, let me just finish up this conversation I was having, and I'll be right there. John can get started if he wants.
As you do walk over, as you see them talking. So you're saying it was the cleric girl working with the alchemist to lure the adventurers away, the messengers. Yes, that's about right. Strange. You walk up, Diane and Under Fury, the halfling looks up at you. Look at you. Casual little savior. Big savior.
I mean, it's fine. I could be younger than you, and sometimes you have that. Maybe you have a motherly streak to your heart. It's fine. I'm not offended.
Make a general charisma check into the tower.
Do I get the +1?
Nope. I mean, it's
No,
a regular
not even
charisma check, so...
Okay, I thought maybe because it's a bard, it's a. Fine.
Probably just go ahead and roll it. It should
That's fine.
auto add.
Oh wait, I did save. Sorry, I did
That's
save.
okay.
Oops. So -3, right? Right, because we're level
Yep.
8. Yeah, -3.
As you say all that, she looks you up and down. Yeah.
So, I'm sorry for interrupting. I would like to continue to speak with you, Professor Shadra.
Yes. We can step away if you'd like.
I know I have no. I'm not
didn't
worried.
figure. You seemed rather what's the word? Dedicated to disregarding the desires of the thieves.
Oh no, yeah, they. Honestly, if it wasn't for my friends, I don't know that I would have held myself back. They, in other situations, I would have been much more aggressive, because they ruin things for others, strangers, you and others, in the room. They ruin things for friends, or friend acquaintances, whatever you might call Sylvia. Um, uh, I care for her as a friend. We work together. It's fine. And then effectively my family. Thicket, Doug, and everyone. So, uh, you know, no, don't really care about them. So I would like to request your assistance, or perhaps if you are too busy, which I completely understand, perhaps a loyal, dedicated, helpful student that you might recommend. But we have offered to meet with them in the morning at the Dapper B, to resolve this issue so that things can be sorted. And to it, I would like to give them the option of asking a selection of a small group of questions under the zone of truth, with the understanding that if they dare to try to ask anything else, it's done. The casting ends, and that's it. And they can fight for it or not. Yeah,
My
that
apologies, but the Zone of Truth is not within the wealth of arcane knowledge.
it's not. I thought it was a divination spell. I'm so sorry. I apologize. I didn't.
But it's not something that can easily be accessed outside of the divine.
Really?
Yes, it's
Well,
not inherently
that's
arcane, which can be
that's
surprising. I'm
surprising.
looking for a way to utilize it, but as of yet, no such luck. My
Right.
apologies.
Well,
I
no,
know
no,
a
no, no.
priest.
Hey, you have a trustworthy recommendation then?
The priests of Aether tend to be fairly helpful with relatively little effort.
All right. Anyone that you would recommend? Anybody that you've liked or worked with before that could use the coin or something?
What's the name of the place is done. Information. Where are you?
Just roll a new NPC.
Nah, I'm trying to find the same priest y'all already spoke to. I know I had it written down somewhere, except I can't find it. So now his name is going to be Rabon. Until it's not, which will probably be 5 minutes as I look in the session highlights. Continue. Yes, the
It'll be that priest.
that priest of Aether.
All right. Thank you so much. Then, I will take my leave so that I can go inquire of his services for the morning, because I would not like to do that last minute. He may be preoccupied or busy, and I would not want to cause issue. So, thank you for the.
Says, you won't be staying around for the party anymore?
I find the party enjoyable, and I will perform as requested by Sylvia. You can't break every string twice, right? Not so quickly, I hope. Anyway, but no, I think I want to take care of this. If they did do good, Rusty says that they did, then I don't want to outright slay them. But I have no interest in people following us and doing the absolute worst sort of plan in order to simply have a conversation. So, thank you. And if you need anything, I'll be happy to speak with you before I leave. Please feel free. And he bows and comes on over to where John
Diane
is.
says, "Come back anytime. I didn't know you're leaving."
That was Diane.
Yep.
Okay.
Thicket will go over to Garon and John real quick and cast Enhance Ability. Good luck.
Nice. Oh, thank you, sir. Always a kindness. So we'll break out the violin.
What does enhance ability give us again?
Advantage.
You have advantage.
Advantage.
And then, are you going to? I'll enhance you. Are you going to enhance me?
I don't have any bardic inspiration.
That's fine. You get
I
plus.
haven't had bardic inspiration since before the ball.
Oh, that's right, because you used it for the disguise stuff.
Yeah.
Right. All right, thank you. But you get +6, so there you go.
Let's see. Advantage on performance roll.
Which, John, thank you. Your enhancement on the disguise ability has been tremendous.
Yeah, so much so that they did not know who you were. Like,
That was
all right,
perfect.
they have this friend Raymond. Okay, sure.
Clutch. That's all I can say.
Well,
It was
thank you
great.
for that enhance ability because I rolled a nat 1.
True, you did. Garon takes the lead, and after you fix up your instruments after a few minutes, you're able to play quite well. Sylvia will grab Thicket. I don't think we got the chance to get that, did we?
We didn't.
I've only gambled tonight. Well, not really, not a lot. Just a card game. Well, dice games.
I tried to get Asuka to dance, but she's not really much of a dancer.
She seems, quiet at best.
Yeah, she's just like that.
That's okay. Are you going to try to dance well?
I'll try and... Is it like we're holding hands dancing, or we're like dancing next to each other?
Dancing next to each other.
I'll try and copy Sylvia.
Alright, make a dexterity-based performance check.
I'm gonna throw a. Hold on. I'm gonna throw this on there for him. Get a +2.
What is with the women at this ball and not knowing how to dance well? Uriel, Sylvia. Sylvia rolled a 4.
And, well, I mean, maybe it's because she's trying to make a cat not feel bad. Who knows?
She's also slightly tipsy, but that's not the point. Thicket, on the other hand, seems to have figured it out, and he is going to town. He belongs in the breakdancing at the Olympics, unlike the other people.
I don't know. This might be the best Olympics breakdancing ever. So
Yeah, it's pretty
I don't know.
impressive.
I think maybe long.
He seems to have picked up on everything at this point. What are Raymond, Walter, and Doug doing?
I think just for fun, Doug's going to see if he can dance. He's gonna be in a corner and just
super cute.
Good. Just try it himself.
Oh. Right, you can put it up because it's 10-11, so you can go put it up in your backpack. Go brush your teeth.
All right, Doug. Dexterity-based performance. What's Gambit doing? I'm sorry. What is Raymond Walter doing?
What should I take?
Oh, you're wanting to do another one?
No, I already have another one.
Oh, okay. Well, why just take for both? Nothing wrong with that.
Iceland, you're muted.
Unless you want something for yourself, just because you like what you did. Okay, it's okay. All right, go ahead and you can take that up.
Jocelyn, are you alive?
The other one, just remember in the morning.
Jocelyn,
Jocelyn, stay.
where are you?
Where are you?
And I'm so sorry. Cannot sleep, cannot dream.
I love you, kid. I'll be up to say good night in a minute.
as the in-game time moves forward.
Muty, Jocelyn. Jocelyn, you're muted. Jocelyn, you're muted. Jocelyn.
Maybe she's talking to someone.
Yeah, I was hoping I annoyed her enough. Maybe it would.
Generally, as the time goes on, Varen does see himself out as it approaches 10 o'clock. Old man walking away.
What other party games do they have?
Okay,
Besides.
dope. So there are some basic card decks, sets of dice. There are still some dice and things set up over here from when Sylvia had basically been running a dice table for a significant portion of the evening. Servants that are going around cleaning up. As you would see, quite a few individual students and things would be filtering out. And though people do enjoy Garand and John playing, there are fewer and fewer people. There are still a few people here, people you can interact with, etc. Less so than before.
Actually, there's you said there was a garden, right?
There is. You see outside the window, there seems to be a garden. Garand, as you play,
I want to go see the garden.
Orc professor moves over. I've seen your performances. You're very good.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. That's very nice. I hope you get to continue to enjoy while we're here. And if you should ever hear about us on the road, please do not hesitate to come back and say hello.
Is there any chance of we playing again before you all leave town?
Yes, we are looking at 2 more performances.
I can come to them.
It would be delightful, and if you happen to have an inn with any of the lords or ladies of the region, and maybe you can get us a seat or even a spot on the wall as a fly, sort of thing, for the lords and ladies meeting, that would be delightful.
Make a general persuasion check.
Can I make a 4-star general persuasion?
General persuasion.
Would that be with advantage because of enhanced ability?
It should.
No, unfortunately, I don't know anyone in particular. Not that I would be able to get you in on.
Oh, no. All right.
Lucky you didn't roll low enough for her to roll your eyes at you at immediately going, hey, can you get me in on this other thing?
You gotta schmooze.
What is Gambit / Raymond doing, Jocelyn?
Doing his best not to seem like he's having a panic attack. He is.
Are you standing on the dance floor, in a corner? Where are you going?
Drinking
in a corner.
Doing that wallflower thing.
You find your way to the same corner that Asuka's been hiding in.
Mm-hmm. Hey. Wait, does Asuka know?
No, I don't think so.
He looks at you for a few moments. Is that you, Gambit?
Do you think that Asuka would react badly to me telling her?
After a few seconds of looking at you, she says, is that you, Gambit?
Uh-oh. Yeah, don't tell anybody.
Okay. Why are you disguised? I mean, I guess generally, but why are you more disguised than normal? I think you've already told me kind of what's going on.
Oh, yeah. Well, I figured since we were around, people with, government people, rich people,
suspicious eyes and all that.
it'd be best not to, to be discreet. Boy was we right, because those guys that wanted a meeting with us, they wanted a meeting without Gambit because they're bounty hunters and they've been hired by this Davish family to Davishi. Yeah, do you know them?
She points over to Rusty. The Davishi couriers?
No.
What?
That's the name you said, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh.
Uh.
I love this.
So. Anyway.
But doesn't she know?
So. Huh?
Wait, she wouldn't know if she know.
No, we had never met.
Well, she's never met Gambit?
Rusty
No, because
has definitely met
Rusty,
Gambit.
right?
Rusty knows you.
When? Okay. Rusty knows that.
She knows Gambit.
Wait, no. That's the archaeologist. The archaeologist, right?
Sylvia knows who Gambit.
Sylvia.
No, Sylvia doesn't know Gambit.
No. Okay.
Rusty knows
All right.
Gambit.
All right. Wait. Can you remind me of the context?
Okay, so Rusty is the person
Rusty.
you met down in Schist. I need to remember all my location name. Schist.
Okay. Yeah. She was a part of the family thing.
She owns the couriers.
She owns. Yeah. Yes. Okay. Perfect. I remember now. Thank you. So anyway, Asuka. I don't know how to deal with this.
What exactly are you trying to accomplish?
Well, it would be nice if we could convince them that, well, they are suspicious that Gambit is, my alter ego, the wanted murderer who's actually, super innocent and all that sort of stuff.
So they're correct.
Well, they're correct about me being wanted for murder. They're not correct about me actually being a murderer.
I see. But they're on the quote right trail.
Yeah.
The
So
person who they think is
we have a meeting with them tomorrow, and it is they're bringing Gambit, which they didn't realize that I'm Gambit.
It is a pretty good disguise.
Thanks. You're really sharp for noticing, seeing through it.
Thank you.
So that's what happened, and I don't want to go back to jail.
You okay, so you did say that you are innocent. You didn't kill the person. Or
Yeah.
did you just not murder the person?
I didn't murder them, nor did I kill them.
Okay.
It was all a setup. It was a ruse.
Oh.
They needed
Who's they?
They needed manpower, and slavery is illegal.
Oh. That's not good.
Yeah. So
That does sound stressful.
yeah.
Glass of water.
Sure. Gambit downs it like it's alcohol, but
It's water.
Nah.
Was
Water.
Thicket trying to go outside or just asking if there was outside?
Thicket wants to go to the garden, yes.
Are you pulling anyone along with you?
Not
And Garon and John
necessarily.
to end their walk or end their playing whenever they'd like.
Not necessarily.
Sophia
pulling
will
anyone,
follow
but
along.
Okay.
Where are we going?
I wanted to see the gardens. I'm keeping a book of flowers of everywhere I've been, and I wanted to see what kind of flowers they have here.
Da, 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 da. Bonk.
When it looks like everything's kind of calming down and whatnot, at a certain point, Grun will whisper through the Bluetooth. Hey, I'm gonna go try to hire a priest for the Zone of Truth spell. So if anyone wants to come along, feel free. Raymond, you'd be welcome to join, of course. So that way, you have a vote on how all this goes. But I'd like to procure someone, and my thought process is give them limited questions. They're allowed to ask these specific questions of everyone in the group. And yeah, I have an idea. Anyway, so.
Well,
I'm down.
if they're actually motivated by justice and not my money, the Zone of Truth could help us, because you could just force them to straight up ask me did you do a murder, Ken? And I could be like, no, I did not. It was all set up.
Yeah.
But if they're motivated by money, then it's not gonna matter.
Right, but I'm saying giving the benefit of the doubt. If, Rusty seemed to think that they were the good guys, so they could just be misled.
Yeah.
Guys can be misled. It happens.
So, the family that hired them is the Davishi family.
Are you sure? I thought it
Yeah,
was
you were there
Davashi.
when she said it, right?
I thought she said Davashi or something. I thought there was an extra syllable.
Devavish.
Davavish?
Devavish.
Davavish?
The
Oh, so it's not the same.
It's not the
I'm just
same name.
dyslexic.
That's why
Okay.
that would be why Mori was chuckling.
I see.
We were like, oh no, it's Rusty! And we were here like, it's definitely not.
Okay, so it's canon that Gambit has dyslexia now.
And better yet, I've even been saying it wrong. It's Devashish.
Devashish.
But I'm
Okay.
gonna say that y'all have heard Devavish, because that's what Mythsa was saying, because she was also getting it wrong.
Turns out the last name is Jones.
It's gonna be like Devin or something, some guy named Devin.
So wait, Africa.
A tall tale that got.
You don't know that.
wildly
You
out
don't
of-
need to know the
What? Not Davishi. What?
Yeah, I had it wrong. I've been corrected. It's Devavish.
Oh right, you have the earring.
Do you know them?
No.
Okay, cool.
Okay, cool.
Think it, as you walk out into the garden, the moonlight cascading into the area, giving a fairly gentle, almost bluish glow upon all the different flowers and everything that that are out in the area. Let's see. Are they? These should be off. So let me check. Okay, cool. These should actually, at this point in the night, go. Look most with your dark vision, which unfortunately is kind of gray, even though there should be moonlight, but you know what it is sometimes. Did I have the ambient lighting? Let's do ambient lighting. Moonlight. Work correctly. There you go. A little bit of light. The various colored flowers getting a kind of bluish hue from the moonlight coming down, the full moon above. You get kind of a comforting feeling as you look too. Some lights set up, but currently off. You would see just kind of leaning up against a wall, sipping out of a mug, or a tankard rather, a man, fairly gruff looking, with some simple tools next to him, a hoe and a shovel and things, gardening tools. You see, trailing out behind him is this fairly long grayish dog tail. And it looks like he's more hairy than your typical human might be. You would assume a faunus.
A Wookiee.
A Wookiee. He's a Wookiee. Nope, wrong campaign.
I was just say, oh, this is it. We're pre-campaign here.
Yeah. But most interesting thing, as you see, is there are hundreds, maybe thousands of fireflies over the garden area, which does stretch out beyond the edge of the map here. It is this humongous garden area that there are some open spots, not necessarily path, but there are some open spots between flowers and road that looks like it's kind of intended for you to be able to walk through this large, probably 5-6 acres of land. That some of it has some different trees, flowers. It looks like there are a couple of different areas that seem to be like specific kinds of things, whether it be from herbology or otherwise. But a huge amount of flowers of a variety of colors, red, yellow, blue, white, purple, stretching out into the area with yellow and blue fireflies gently coasting above.
Wow.
It's pretty beautiful.
Are there maybe 10,000 of them?
You know, there might just be.
There might just be 10
10,000
million.
Yeah, even 10 million fireflies. It's hard to believe.
You would not believe your eyes.
You would not believe your eyes.
No.
They're,
I
however,
wouldn't
not
either.
teaching Sylvia how to dance, however. Beautiful.
This is very pretty.
Was there a particular flower you wanted? There's. Would it be alright if my friend picked a single flower? Okay, persuasion check. He eyes her. Fine. Perfect. Good to go.
Is this your job to take care of the flowers?
Yeah. I take care of the whole gardens. Groundskeeper.
You have the best job.
It's a good job.
Which one is your favorite?
Walks over, points out a small set of purple flowers that are these taller stalks with the flowers around the side of the stalk that you would recognize as lavender. They smell the best.
Oh, I love that. I have some. Look. Oh, wait, actually, I don't have my book with me. Never mind.
Yeah, they're pretty good flowers. Granted, most of these flowers smell good. It's actually why I took the job.
I've never seen a flower that doesn't smell good.
I definitely have. There aren't many, but there are some that smell. I feel like wet dog is the wrong thing to say here. He gestures at his own tail. But
Would
yeah.
wet cat be more fitting?
Are you an actual cat? Not
Yeah.
some kind of faunus?
No, just a cat.
It's the cat. Huh. I mean, I'd make some joke about wanting to chase you, but I don't.
Why would you chase me?
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of a colloquial thing. Dogs chase cats and all that.
Really?
Yeah. You not seen it?
Why?
I don't
No.
actually know. If I could talk to him, I'd find out. I tried to get one of the professors to talk to him for me. They said it probably wasn't important. That they were kind of busy, but if I try to get them to, they might be able to at some point if I could bring them a dog and a cat to ask. But I haven't actually done that yet.
That'd be an interesting experiment.
Yeah. If you ever find out, come back and tell me, okay?
I will. What's your name? My name's Stickit.
Durs. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. What other types of flowers are there?
Name it.
All right.
If you can name it, there's a very decent chance it's here. There's a lot of flowers.
Which one do you like, Sylvia? Ooh, I have an idea. What type of flower do you think would be best representative of the city of Delta? Do you know much about Delta?
No. Sorry. I've lived here all my life. But as for my favorite, it's petunias. It's like a star leading out to the edge of the leaves.
Oh. Nice.
Mike is going to copy and send a picture in the chat for you. People on the internet, you can go and look up what the petunia looks like.
Do it yourself.
Do it yourself, silly person. Petunia, there you go.
Nice.
There are quite a few here. There's white, there's purple and white, there's red, there's blue, and there's pink. There's pink and white. Purple and white. Lots of and white.
There's a lot.
Yes. I think they all have specific names, but I just know they're petunias.
I don't know if I actually want to take a flower from here.
Oh.
I mean, I already have lavender for my book.
Where's the lavender from? No, you were getting them from specific places.
The lavender is from the shop Bloom and Vine Boutique.
Where's that?
I'm not super familiar with the layout of the city.
Oh, it's here?
Somewhere. Yeah, in Vacuole.
Oh, I thought you were saying it was from another city.
No.
You hear that?
Vacuole has this flower shop called the Bloom and Vine Boutique.
You hear that? There is apparently lavender's already the flower for the city. I guess I've got a good vacuum nose then.
You do. I heard that it's like a staple for the city because it's like representative of the same color as Estrella.
Ah, that makes sense. I can understand why. People like to make everything purple on account of her.
Purple's a really pretty color.
It is. Ah. Can't believe it's already getting so late. Looks up at the moon. Whatever time it is, I'd have to check the clock inside.
Will the moon tell me what time it is?
Are you going to ask the moon what time it is?
Sure. Be like, psst. Hey moon, what time is it?
Make a nature check.
Not terrible.
Nothing happens. The moon does not respond.
I see. All right. Well,
Over the
it's
next
going
few minutes.
to walk through the rest of the garden.
Takes
That's
a few
it.
minutes to walk through the garden. And you would finish your set, and then you said you wanted to go search for
The priest. Ribbon.
Okay, you look for Jabon at the Temple of the Three Gods. You would be able to find him. And it is the same priest as before that she'd sent you to. One of the same priest that Simeon had actually sent you to. Look at Thicket. And go ahead and make a general persuasion check. Yeah, he knows you, and after, the kind time you had before, he's happy just to help you out and be there in the morning, no charge or anything.
You sure? I don't even paying for the spell.
It's a free spell, and everyone's busy this week. I wouldn't expect to need it. Besides,
you are, may I say, a godsend.
You're a nice group of people. How's Thicket
Well,
doing?
we're trying to be nice for someone else who's being falsely accused. So
Oh. How's Thicket?
What?
Thicket's great. Thicket is wonderful. Yeah, he's having a great time in the garden right now. In fact,
Has he had any luck in dealing with the Grim Blood?
Not as of yet, unfortunately.
I'm rooting for him and for y'all to get everything figured out.
It's appreciated.
Can't imagine it's an easy thing. I mean, he seems worried about it, but not really as worried as I would have expected others to be, so seems like he's handling it pretty well.
Yeah, we hope. It's a strange bit. I'm pretty sure we're not going to find out too much more about it until we've completed our more pressing, larger, grand scale quest.
I was never much of an adventurer myself, but I've heard stories from people, and it kind of seems like everything kind of just happens while you're trying to do the stuff you've already decided.
Yeah, one of those sorts of
It's
scenarios.
Weird.
Here's I'm going to see about altering it. You come with me in the morning, or meet me outside of the Dapper Bee, or I can walk you over, or whatever you feel comfortable with.
Seems like a nice place to have breakfast. I'll probably tell them they need to pay for mine too, if you'll back me up on that one.
That sounds delightful. They should absolutely pay for that. Well, thank you again for your time, and look forward to seeing you in the morning.
See you in the morning.
And then if Raymond or John did come, I'll ask if they have any questions or anything that they wanted to say before.
Did Raymond and John come?
John did. So we were talking to the cleric, right?
Priest.
Same diff.
And
As
Jocelyn,
far as magic is concerned, it's about the same. Yeah, I don't think I really have anything to add to that.
Raymond, did you go to the priest?
And Jocelyn, you're on mute again. Jocelyn, mute.
So my hands are covered in rotisserie chicken right now.
Nice.
Yes, I went to the thing.
Life is normally better and my hands are covered in rotisserie chicken.
Hang on just a second.
So y'all are going. I think it finishes his walkabout, and you would see people are progressively moving outward as it gets even lighter and lighter. Justin will step over. Hey.
Hi.
Sorry for being so rude.
It's okay. I can be rude too sometimes.
I was upset at Sylvia. Kind of stuck around from her giving an artifact to adventurers instead of keeping it safe with us. And, when y'all brought it here, that was the first I'd seen of the actual thing.
You should have seen it before. We repaired it.
I would have
pretty
liked
expensive.
to. Now all we got left is Sylvia's drawings, and what do you have to say about it? We don't have any actual direct clear paintings or records of exactly how it looked before it was repaired, which I would have liked to have a full before and after and everything.
I could make a little miniature of it out of ice.
Maybe. But it is what it is. I've already seen the pictures and I know what the sword looks like now. Anyway. Good luck and take care of the sword, please.
We will.
I appreciate it. As you would see, Sylvia and him have closed the blinds, and seemingly having done whatever locking up there is for the stuff for the evening, and he will make his way out. As the in-game time leans closer and closer to 11 o'clock.
Do they give the sword back to Doug?
Yes, at some point Sylvia will hand the sword off to Doug. And you see Sylvia and Rusty talking, who knows what about. Rusty's talked to basically every single person at this party at this point.
What kind of desserts do they have?
Dessert menu. As you do see, there are still some desserts left, and there are servants ready to serve. There are 4 main desserts. There's lemon tarts, chocolate and raspberry eclairs, lavender honey pavlova, and peach melba, which is a ice cream, peaches, and raspberries. Lemon tart is a lemon tart. The eclairs are pastry shells with chocolate and raspberries, and the pavlova are a meringue shell with whipped cream and honey and berries.
Okay.
Also a bunch of drinks.
Let me look up what a lemon tart looks like.
Kind of an odd way to think about it, but
Okay.
like a this is gonna be weird, a toaster strudel. But it kind of fits though. That's kind of like a small toaster strudel.
The
Or
pictures that come up make it look
cookie.
like a miniature pumpkin pie.
Oh. Maybe I'm thinking
But,
like fully
lemon.
enclosed. Ah, interesting. Those do look like mini pumpkin pies. Let's go with that. That looks pretty. Lemon darts.
Well,
Oh.
anyways.
Jack is gone. Bye, Jack.
Dickett will get some of the ice cream. Or, yeah, the peach melba.
Peach melba. Vanilla ice cream with peaches and a raspberry sauce. As you enjoy, you can stay. If there's anyone else you'd like to talk to at the party, but as it seems things are winding down, I could move you back to where I presume Garon and the others would meet Thicket and Doug back at the inn, or at John's house rather.
One thing before we leave the party, Gambit would whisper to John and Garon and see if they could talk to some of the people and see if they know anything about the Dadavish family. I say it different every single time.
It's just going to be a canonically hard name to say.
Yeah. So we don't have to roleplay that, but like that's something that Gambit wants to just some light.
Would Garon and John do that?
Information. See if we can get anything, because Gambit does not know these people, and they obviously know him, and he don't like that.
Both John and Garon make persuasion checks if you're going to ask around about the Davashish family.
Yeah, why not? Well, that was crap.
I know new information.
Chris says roll for me, please.
Okay.
Still advantage, because enhance ability.
Yep.
So John could probably re-roll as well.
Oh yeah, we do still have advantage, don't we?
As he's talking to Diane, and the name is vaguely familiar. From when I was living in Reef. It was a, I think it was a family of tanners. Tanning hide and stuff and preparing sails and things for boats. Ships.
Hmm.
I don't know much more beyond that.
Guns and ships.
Guns.
And so the planet ships.
Okay.
Yeah, the people that are there
Thank you.
wouldn't know much more information, but you would get a couple of people who have been to Reef or vaguely remember it as a tanning family / business.
All right. Thank you very much.
DJ Tanner. Yep.
In the house.
Let's go. We'll say. I'll see you in your group whenever we run into each other in the next few days.
Okay. If I'm still alive by then.
Are you worried you won't be?
There's a possibility.
Do you need help?
Or we might have to skip town.
Huh?
We might have to skip town. Like, go.
If you need help, let me know, I guess, though you seem pretty capable.
Yeah, I think we got it.
Stay safe. Don't get killed.
You too. I will do my best. You as well.
Honk. Honk. For the record, while most of the characters I left in the neutral category, Durs the dog faunus was shifted to friendly.
Yes, score.
As you would all eventually make your way back to John's parents' house.
Okay, I freaking love that Asuka was like, "Yeah, I got your back."
Yeah. I love Optica.
That's great.
You would eventually make your way back to John's parents' house, where, as you come in, the house is dark. No?
Okay, wait, never mind. I had a thought about Izu, and then I was like, wait, he's still following the dude.
The house is dark. John would be able to check if his parents are asleep.
Oh.
There is, in fact, another pie on the counter. A note that just says, "Have anything you'd like if you're hungry." As you situate yourselves, I believe it was John and maybe one other person in John's room, and then the others were in the living room. Is that right?
Yeah.
I don't know if we ever discussed sleeping
No.
arrangement.
Who's going where? There's John's room, and then there's basically the den.
I thought Doug stayed in John's room just because of the whole like
Suspicion still.
I thought that was at like the hotel we're in.
I think it was more like just because like I thought maybe he said something about feeling responsible or something in some way, like he wanted to like make sure that like as like the tank of the group that he didn't let someone in, I guess. But maybe I'm misremembering, but
I don't know.
I don't know.
No idea. Where do y'all want to be?
Has Jackie been a good house guest? That's my main concern.
She is asleep on the couch when you come in. She does poke her head up when you enter. She hops down and comes over and like very dog-like yips a little bit as she climbs up on your like against your knee.
I think I'm getting close to being out of Jackie treats. I haven't been marking them off as much. I'm gonna put myself at like 2. I'm gonna give her 1 right there, and I'll give her 1 just because to say, "Oh, there's my girl. I've missed you." You know, it would have been fun to have you help intimidate some nasty boys and girls.
She tilts her head to the side as if confused or doesn't understand what you're talking about.
It's fine. I and Garon just loves her more. scratching the ears, the whole thing, the whole.
Would I be right in assuming we're taking a long rest?
Gambit's on the floor.
Gambit's on the floor. Okay.
Garon would have gone over the. Garon would have gone over those questions. So if anybody wanted to alter those in any way or whatever, but I think those are the 3 questions that would most solidify them realizing that to try to if we are harboring Aliath Tussock, it's not going to be easy for them to get him. And even if they did, he's still not the one responsible.
Okie doke.
Are these questions in the
They're in Discord.
which group?
Remnant Lunar
Discord?
Archon channel.
Yeah, I added you.
Okay.
I don't know what
Why
else
am I not
we
seeing?
should ask.
For the context of listeners, the questions they are considering asking are 3 questions that they will allow the other people to ask, being: did Aliath Tussock commit this murder? Is anyone present guilty of this murder? And will any of you let us take Aliath Tussock into custody if we find him? For the record, are you planning to disguise Gambit again?
But wait, we're supposed to bring me, right?
Yeah.
So what? So all of these questions. Oh well, I guess Aliath is Gambit. Whatever. But the 3rd question doesn't make any sense because
No, because the answer to all 3 is no.
oh, I see.
That's why it makes sense, because basically, like, did Aliath Tussock? So maybe, like, if all of us are saying no, he didn't commit this murder, and is anyone present guilty of this murder? And again, the answer is all no. And then will any of you let us take Aliath Tussock into custody if we find him? And again, the answer is all no. Then it doesn't matter whether or not Gambit is Aliath Tussock, whether or not Gambit's even there. None of that matters.
I see.
Because for all they know, we've casted disguise anyway. In fact, if we have the opportunity for a spell of it, which I don't know John's full spell list, but theoretically we could do disguise self and we could all look like the same Gambit.
I mean, I could do I have a level 1 disguise self, so I could get most of us disguised. Though disguise self has limits.
It is the self. You don't disguise everyone.
Yeah, that's true. Also, you can only change your height by like up to a foot.
No, it doesn't matter. My point is, like, that's why, like, whether a Gambit is okay. So I guess you could disguise yourself as Gambit, and Gambit could be in hiding, ready to strike if needed.
So yeah, because the first question only makes sense if they know that Aliath is there.
Not necessarily. Not necessarily.
Because if we just have secondhand, then if they know that let's say that Gambit was lying, he was the murderer.
Well, that's why the second one is that's why the second one supports it. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So you would be present, but you're hiding. You get it? And then if he disguises himself and he looks like Gambit, then they go through those questions, and unless Zone of Truth reveals that, would Zone of Truth reveal disguise self?
I
will have to review.
Okay.
I have
Go
a
ahead.
question about the second question, which is anyone present guilty of this murder? Technically, the answer is yes, because he was found guilty by law, but he's not like
no. But in the terms of Zone
murderer.
of Truth, that would in the terms of Zone of Truth, that's not it. That's not how that works. Like it actually means
a creature cannot speak a deliberate lie. So if you think it's a lie, like if for example Thicket thinks that he is because he was found guilty, Thicket would not be able to say no. Because in Thicket's mind, that's what guilty means. Is that he was found
I
guilty
guess,
by law.
then I guess if Thicket's making that argument because that's what Thicket thinks, then Garan would just try to be like, I didn't mean guilty as that, so we can reword that. So he'd be like, then we can reword that, but...
Or you could just explain and Thicket would be like, oh, okay, and now we're all good.
Okay.
As long as it's
So
how
either way.
Thicket's seeing it. Because that's one of the
So either
limits
but
of Zone of
yes,
Truth.
the idea is
that
so
it
okay,
has to
then we
be
could say, is
deliberate.
anyone present? How about this? Is anyone present responsible for this murder? How about that?
Okay.
Sure. Works.
All right, I'm editing.
Should I prepare locate creature? Oh wait, no. That's not the same as person.
Yeah, a person is a
it-
creature.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Should I prepare locate creature?
For what purpose?
Well, I mean, we had to use it yesterday.
Oh, well, that was only because, we were trying to find the we knew her better than him, so I thought it would make sense to kind of describe her better to the person, and that she would be like, okay, I got a better description, therefore I can have a better chance of finding her, blah blah blah, whatever. I know there's weird rules to some of those spells. That was really all that was, but I think that all four are going to be there, and they're expecting Gambit, and I think John being disguised as Gambit, but Gambit still being present. And then after these questions are answered, then Gambit drops down for real, reveals himself as Alioth Tussock, and say, "Do you really want to fight in this bar?" You could even be like that, like, you've been duped. Perhaps the people who duped you are also duped, but
it comes
just
down
depends on
to
how far
their
anybody else wants to go with it. But Gron's
right.
thought process is, I don't want to give them too much. They did this wrong.
Right. They it all comes down to like if they think that we're actually like a risk to them and then they'll drop it, or if they're like motivated by money, or if they're motivated by justice. Yeah. So
Honestly, I guess Gron is partially taking Rusty at her word and thinking that they did good for Rusty, so that's good enough for him. That's the only reason he didn't go kill her right then. Because honestly, like, Garan had already, like, in his mind, he was like, yeah, I'm ready to kill her. I don't care. I'm sorry, John. I wanted her to date you, but instead I have to murder her.
Yeah, that makes sense. Okay.
Just in his mind, they did it too wrong. They ruined stuff for strangers, which, like, that's just bad form. Then they ruined stuff for, like, friends or friend acquaintances, depending on like what level you might look at Sylvia or even Rusty, because Rusty's not technically in his family mindset yet. But she's closer than Sylvia, and then his family, like you, Thicket, you just ruin things for way too many people. Like that was selfish and stupid. There's no reason to do that.
All right, so are those your questions?
Yeah, I mean, if everybody's on board with that. I mean, I know Deg went to bed, but like that.
And we can double check next time, because I don't think we're gonna get to that conversation tonight.
Okay. Make it so he doesn't have to miss nothing. That's good.
Cool. Is there anything else anyone would like to take care of over the long rest?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Oh, good.
So it's Garand, Thicket, and Gambit in the dead, yes? And Jackie.
You make it sound like something is about to happen.
Jackie shifts in the night as are y'all. I don't think y'all are bothering to take watches, were you?
No.
Yeah. Cool.
Why would
y'all are
at this
all
point,
awoken at the same time by let me see. By the sound of like an air horn, a brrrr sound. Which, as you sit up, it's still fairly dark. Unclear exactly as you all quickly sit up. And you see Izu sitting on the table. In the center of the den.
Oh.
Sorry, I couldn't get you to wake up.
Did you try other methods?
I bit you.
That is another method.
Does he seem like he's telling the truth?
Insight. He does not seem like he's telling the truth.
I don't believe you.
Anyway, yeah, I don't want to follow that guy anymore.
What happened, mate? What's wrong?
So I was following him, and he went to this place where lots of buildings and tools and stuff, and met with this dwarf, short guy, big beard, and they went around to the back of the place, and so I followed around, and there was this, and they were like talking, and there was this big like aisle of barrels and buckets, not buckets, but like barrels and crates and things. And so, you know, I flew over to the barrels and I sniffed it, and it smells bad, kind of like irony.
Does it smell like the powder that we have in? Wait, hold on, easy. Does it smell like the powder that we have in the black hole, the little portable hole?
No.
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 100%.
It smells more like when you cut people.
A lot of blades. Okay.
No. The smell that happens when you cut people, when
Blood.
Yeah.
Blood.
Blood. Sorry, still like kind of learning common. Yeah. The barrels smelled like blood. And the crates had this like white powdery stuff in the cracks. And it was weird. And then I went to like the top of the rafters, and as they were talking, the guy looked right at me, but I was invisible. But he could like see me. And I got really scared and I ran.
No, that was smart. Good for you. I'm sorry, mate. Hey, don't worry. All right, you've definitely earned that present. Okay.
I like that.
You okay? He didn't hurt you.
No.
You all right?
He didn't hurt me, but I
All
don't
right.
like that guy.
Do you want some Displacer Beast meat?
No.
It's fun.
You could pull off a good prank.
Yes. How does it work?
When someone tries to eat it, it sometimes jumps out of the way.
I'll try.
They get handsome a piece.
As he begins to try to eat, as the first time it immediately like disappears and reappears off to the side and falls to the ground as he moves around toward it. Thicket, with that insight and everything, you can tell he seems spooked. He was very uncomfortable with being noticed, when otherwise his invisibility has, to this point, been without fail. It seems like he's never been noticed before, or at least it's so uncommon that he was not prepared for it.
Yeah, I kind of figured he was probably spooked. So, Displacer Beast meat. Fun game.
Eagle fun game.
I can't find my note about what item he liked. It was from the shop. It was from a storage shop.
Was it the probably wasn't the beat of force.
No. You have it up in here? Is it on the Remnant?
I'm not seeing it on the character creation one. It might have been a different one, like if it was maybe a gem of brightness or something. It was likely a gem. I don't remember which one it was though. I don't know. I genuinely don't remember what one it was. Oh.
All right, I'll see if I can find it, and then.
But you can deal with that further on. And I guess that seems like it's sufficient. I kind of messed up the whole spookiness of it, and then end session there. I should have had him say, "It smells like blood," and then end the session, but I didn't. So we're gonna end here where it's less spooky. But it's sufficient information. Fuck. Yeah.
Thank goodness. I hate cliffhangers.
Cliffhanger. He's hanging from a cliff.
I love those. Congratulations.
Give me my copper.
I'm working on it. Give me a second. I was gonna do XP first. We are 2.5 weeks away from the 3-year anniversary.
Pretty amazing.
Let's go. Do. Let's do that. 1100 XP to everyone. Thicket, you are 223 XP away from level 9.
Boo.
I was gonna let you level up next time.
Well, it's kind of a given unless you somehow give out less than 100 XP.
I'm not gonna do 500 XP unless y'all, I don't know.
Unless we stand still
Unless
the
you
entire
stand
session.
I mean, if you stand still the whole session and just decide we're just gonna take a nap for the day and then not play, I'm just be like, all right, fine. You get no XP.
All right. Well, I guess on the plus side, we get to look forward to murdering Tatsui also.
Oh, I mean, who knows? There are lots of reasons someone could want barrels of blood and crates full of white powdery substance.
Yeah.
Anyone's guess.
Sounds like a crack house.
Name 2.
Well, it ain't crack, but it is white and it is powdered.
Yeah.
Why would
Honestly,
someone
I think
want to mix
it's
powdered sugar
bone.
with blood?
It could
Hey,
be
you got
powdered
it.
bone.
Powdered bone, yeah. Seems he's buying lots of bone and blood. Who knows why? Maybe
He's trying to
needs
reanimate the dead.
blood transfusions, necromancy, dog kibble,
Summoning the
fertilizer.
the what's it? The dang masked critters.
Grim.
The Grim. Those are the ones.
Who knows, man? But you've got at least this evil sounding thing done. Who knows if it's actual?
Micah knows.
I do. I know exactly what it's for. I know exactly what it's for.
He's gonna summon a demon.
I love that, y'all. It's just, I don't know if it's, it's kind of a mental question that I don't think most D&D players think about. Because most of the time, especially with, y'all, it took me having an NPC explicitly asking, what's your group's name? Before you decided you were the messengers.
What was the name that we threw out but never actually landed on?
There was 2 or 3,
There
but
were a couple.
It was one that me and Jack were like, yes, we need to do this.
Y'all met 3 out of 4 members of whatever their adventuring group is. You've also found out that, like many adventuring groups, their plans don't make it past step 3.
I don't know. Some of our plans have worked out.
That's true. Some of yours have worked out. Which means I'm doing my job wrong. Your plans never need to work.
Aww.
No. But it is, that's a trope. Seeing actual play podcasts and stuff, 90% of the time, the plans go to crap Like one turn
See, our
in.
plans work because we spend an entire session planning it out
This is
and
true.
not doing
Yep.
anything else except
Yeah.
talking about it.
Yeah, and then
Yep.
they're like, "This is
Yep.
the exact thing," and I'm like, "No, yeah, it makes the most sense for the villain to do X, Y, or Z."
Yeah, we are overthinkers, all of us.
I mean, it seems to be
Yeah,
working in
yeah.
your favor, though.
Yep.
Oh man, I love this game so much. I love this group so much.
I'm glad you are enjoying it. Have a good time.
I'm kind of actually ticked. It's it's funny, like I thought I was like way upset about them taking the weapon, but I'm actually more upset about Izu being frightened.
Yeah. Target the people that the party like. Target the people that the party like.
I think I got a little bit of resolution.
Dog.
We got the blade back, we got the sword back, so maybe there's a little bit of resolution. But with this, it's like, oh, he's gonna pay for that.
And look at that. Looks like Liang gave one more screw you messengers before he went out.
Yeah, the thing is that like he didn't know about us at all. So how did he get that? Like he would have had to have done that like at like while he was running or something.
I'm gonna end the recording there as well, so we don't have to worry about people going to bed or anything. Thanks for coming and hanging out. We appreciate you. Have a great night, YouTube. Goodbye.
Bye.